No, no, I don't.
And we're live! Oh, Adam, why are you. Turn off your stream, you're out of frame.
Oh no. How's that?
Oh, now you're way out of frame. Why? What?
You're gonna have to fix it.
Uh, this is so dumb.
Now we're dead.
I did it. I fixed it.
I'm proud of you, son.
Aw, thanks. You're not my dad.
So you're not my dad. You're not my dad. The enunciation is
I,
not clear.
I also realized that, um, at least I'm very quiet in all of the streams, at least the most recent ones. So, turn up the volume, fam.
Well, better you could turn yourself up just slightly.
I did turn myself up just a little bit.
Okay, good. All right, welcome to the next installment of My Little Cemetery. We'll start it off with Joe reading Chapter 25.
Chapter 25. Stirring Up Old Bones. The forest was much the same. Hollow, dark, large pine trees swaying overhead. Crisp air, shadows moving throughout as the gentle wind swayed the trees. The first pile of bones was under a young spruce tree. Skull rolled off to one side. Near, an outcrop of boulders that was in the satellite imagery of Edgewood had presented me. The tattered camouflage uniform scattered around them affirmed it was likely one of the men that had gone with Victor. A crude rope made from sapling bark hung over a pile of bones in which in turn were mostly covered in pine needles and twigs. The next bone pile was not far off. The rope was still holding on to the shin bone. We found 6 piles in total, scraps of military uniforms around each. Nothing that felt or looked like it could be Victor. We widened our search and found more bodies in various stages of decomposition as we worked our way down the mountain. There would likely be more if we searched the surrounding hills, though there was one section left I had skipped. An hour or two more of walking and we were at the cave. I didn't fade into blackness, but my whole frame was trembling slightly. I forced myself to bend down and feel for echoes. The old familiar call came back to me. Caves are great places at preserving things. My cousin lay still. His echo a sweet bitterness I could never forget. But it wasn't just his echo that called from the cave. Many more reverberated out of the cave's mouth. Down there in the back is where the sinew hung us. I crouched, looking further up the mountain, back towards the cabin and plain. How could such a terrible place be so quiet? I didn't want to crawl down there. Are we going in then? Red squatted down next to me. I looked at her, holding eye contact for a long moment, trying to formulate an excuse not to enter the cave. Nothing came. Stay here. If I need to get out quick, I don't want you behind me. I clicked on the mag light and shone it down the tunnel. Then began my long crawl. I dragged myself through dry dirt, following the tunnel as it veered to the right, then opened up to where I could crouch. It didn't take long. I was at the back of the cave. A large pile of bone and skinless, decomposing meat was to my front left. Strands of bark hung over them from cracks in the cave wall. My cousin was somewhere in the bottom of that pile. To the center right were the remains of a small fire that had been restarted many times. Further back lay a large, deformed skeleton. It hadn't been hung up, but lay out on its stomach. I walked over to it and shone my light on the bones. They were large, gray, shaved with long ridges in odd, thick sections. The skull was strangely elongated as well. Adam was struggling to spell skull multiple times, and that's okay. I pulled my...
You mean
It's a skill issue.
It's a skull issue. I pulled my disposable camera from my jacket and snapped a few pictures of the skeleton, then one of the pile. The skeleton was too big to be Victor's, too big to hang up on the crack over the pile of victims. Why didn't the sinew hang the big man outside like the others? Strange behavior. I didn't like the idea that the sinew could change up its M.O. Looking around the cave, there was nothing else of note, so I made my way back out. Victor's body's not in there, I said, exiting. Are you sure? She asked. Just a pile of bones. If I had felt his echo in the pile, I would have dug through it for you, but he's not in there. Okay, where should we look next? We don't, I pointed at the brightening horizon. I'm sure his body is somewhere on this mountain, but we should leave. Amber looked at me. You still think he's dead? Of course. Amber squinted slightly. There's nowhere else we can look? Like I said, his body's somewhere on this mountain, but it would take me a week to cover the entire thing. We don't have a week. We should have left last night. She didn't say more, but walked alongside me on our way back to the plane. Red put us down on a landing strip in Maine. Gregory was there. Red tossed him the keys to the cockpit. Who's Gregory?
Gregory is the guy who picked Anthony up at the beginning of the story.
I know, but I don't remember what voice I gave Gregory.
He was the college professor.
The college professor! Where can I take you to? He asked. I've a ride, Red said. She didn't say more, just walked towards the front of the hangar. How was your trip? Gregory asked. I was still watching Red go. Bringing my attention to him, I forced a smile. Better than it had a right to. Your boss has a job for me? Gregory nodded. It's messy. Very messy. Well, I'll need to get my things from my house. This way, then. He pointed to where Red had disappeared behind a hangar. I followed Gregory to a Toyota in the parking lot. Red was standing on the side of the road as a new, big, jacked-up Dodge pulled in next to her. Smith, the big doctor from Ned's surgery room, was in the driver's seat. He was looking at me, face a sheet of granite. Getting out, he opened the passenger door for Red. Closing it, he turned and started walking over to me and Gregory. How about you get the car started? I'll be with you in a minute. Handing Gregory my laptop bag, I walked over to the big man. Big guy. I should kill you for what you did to that young woman, Lauren. What do you mean? You know what you did. I pulled her out of a burning plane after babysitting her for a month because Grace was MIA. Am I missing something? You don't remember injecting her with a syringe full of silver flakes? His face was red. No. Sounds like it'd be pretty effective. I should have asked Red about who had jumped them before the plane crash. Don't play a fool with me. We all know you did it. The man was bristling. I take it she's dead. She's gone. The big man was trembling anger. Uh-oh.
Angrily?
Was trembling anger starting to get the better of him?
The
big man was trembling anger starting to get the better of him. The big man was having a problem wording good.
There should be a comma after trembling.
Narrators, am I right?
Oh, I can't word good when the writer isn't writing goodly. I'd better not see you again. Understand? If I do, I don't think I'm going to be able to stop myself from tearing your head off its shoulders. Is Rudy doing all right? Ned said Grace came back for him after I left for Utah. I ignored his outburst. The dog's fine. Good. Tell Red. I nodded at the truck. I appreciate her help. I'll hopefully not be seeing any of you for a long time. She has a name, the man growled. Who? Miss Amber. I know you know it. That's cheesy. That's so cheesy. Why does it
Thank
matter?
you.
I like nicknames. If things go the way they should, you'll get back in that truck and I'll never see either of you again. He nodded, turning. I forced myself not to look back at the red in the passenger seat. Instead, jogged slightly over to where Gregory had pulled up and climbed in. What needs killed? I asked as we started pulling away.
Wait, so he's just learned that Lauren might be dead, and he's like,
He-
not.
He hasn't. Adam hasn't.
Romance. Come
the
on.
author.
This
The author
man is
hasn't.
Very, very
The author
autistic.
hasn't given Anthony a second to do the. I was super composed, but on the inside I was reeling. Or something. I don't know. It might be in there. Give it a second. We haven't finished the page yet.
Let it breathe.
Let it breathe. There's something in the sewers outside of one of Mr. Hobbs' favorite delis. It's been snatching people down a manhole. Bad for business. Hobbs is like, I can't have my subs if the kids keep getting.
What about the cold cuts?
They're gonna have to
I
shut
can't-
it down.
I can't enjoy my Black Forest turkey ham if this keeps happening. I'm irate. It's been snatching people down a manhole. Bad for business. Pictures? I asked. He retrieved a thick envelope stuffed with cash. Those weren't pictures. And one picture, of a large crustacean-like claw pulling back through the grate on the side of what should have been a very busy street. I'm gonna need a bigger can of Old Bay. He didn't say that. We should probably deal with this one on its own. He could probably deal with this one on his own, I stated. Sometimes, when dealing with these things, the government can't help but get involved, Gregory stated tactfully. I see.
What does that mean?
I'll need a dead pig. Make it 3. This won't be hard. I flipped through the cash. 50,000. I'm raising my initial rates by 25%. Will that be a problem? Gregory smiled. Not at all. He pulled out another envelope. For the new truck. Let's go. Nothing like coping the PTSD by hunting horrors beyond human comprehension. Getting back into that grind.
Doing it for those greenbacks, man.
I really thought everything was going to go terribly wrong in the last chapter.
But now it's this one.
My subconscious has not relaxed yet.
It hasn't relaxed since I've nailed the sinew voice. I'm not even going to do it. I know that you can think about it in your brain.
I'm thinking about it.
Boom. Get
Embrace.
brained. Okay.
Well, should we
arms
read?
wide open.
With
Should
arms
we read
wide
chapter
open.
26?
Yeah, we should.
Is that the last one?
No, it's the
No,
the
we have one more
26th
week.
chapter.
Okay.
There's 28 chapters.
This is the last chapter of the episode, Brandon. We still have an episode next week. It's
I
raining.
know. Thought it would have been wrapped up by now.
Okay, let's get to it.
Really not that long thing.
Chapter 26. Pool extension. 2 months off the mountain and I was finally feeling semi-normal. The contractors were done with my new pool. Nice. And the thick galvanized steel grating had been dropped off 2 weeks ago. I began carrying the sections down the stairs to my workshop's basement. Laying the sheets across the pool, I began placing them on the large 3-inch steel sinker bolts that lined either side of the pool. It didn't take too long to set the grates over the entire pool surface. As I was sinking the nuts down over the bolts with my impact driver, prepping for the next step of the installation, which would be to weld. Don't need weld. You don't need. There's too many letters. Which would be to weld the
Hey.
nuts and bolts together before I painted them. I
You
heard.
gotta pronounce it how it's spelled.
Okay. I'm just calling it out. He got a pool so he could keep the pet giant crab. That's what he did. 2 months later, he's like, "This is my new best friend. I don't care about
Mr.
dogs
Krabs.
anymore.
Needs women.
Women,
He
women."
named it Lauren.
Yeah, are we still breathing on that?
No, yeah, 2 months after the.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
the
just
other
take a breath.
half of
Yeah.
so semi-normal. The
Yeah.
other half is just him just looking in the mirror while it rains,
No,
looking
no,
like a
no.
sad
You're just
Rachel! Rachel, or just looking like a very
Rachel.
sad Ryan Gosling. You know the one. That's just he makes that
one in the rain?
face every time he sees his
Yeah.
reflection. He just makes that face.
Do you think he's disturbed by what he sees?
Anthony,
in the mirror.
every day.
He just sees his cousin hanging there.
It's
Hanging out.
His identical twin cousin.
They're not even close. They're
I
not
know.
even related.
They're not. Yeah, that's why he was sad to see Red go, because she's just a very good cousin. They're really good friends.
Moving on.
Moving on. As I was sinking the nuts and bolts, welding nuts and bolts happened twice in this sentence. Before I painted them, I heard knocking, coming from
Nuts
the
and
shop
bolts.
door. I heard knocking, coming from my shop's door, and a woman's voice calling down. "Hello, is anyone home?" Leaving my work, I walked
Alright.
back up the stairs. A woman in her early 40s, dressed in jeans, ankle zip-up boots, and a flowing long-sleeved shirt, stood looking in my shop. What was this Housewives episode nonsense gotten to?
Keep
I didn't
going,
ask
keep
No, I
going.
don't want to
It'll
buy your
make sense.
doTERRA,
It'll make
lady.
sense.
Had I taken
It's
my
even
rose
better.
tea today? Huh, I wonder if she caught the scent of me and followed me back from the hardware store. It wouldn't be the first time.
Dragon ladies, am I right?
Sketchy cougars, man. How can I help you? I asked. I'm Anne Sheldon with Halloween Hills Spooks and Thrills Theme Parks. Oh, she's one of those people.
Out of touch.
I couldn't
like
help but
it.
notice you have this giant crab in your pool. We wanted to put it in our fun house. Put it on in the freak show. Really?
No, it's in the haunted
Anne
house.
Sheldon? What a fake sounding name. Yes, can I come in? She asked. Can you? I smiled. Well, that would be up to you. She smiled back. She
A
didn't look
vampire.
vampire. Yes, that's what that means.
No, this is exactly what that means.
She didn't look like a vampire, but I was not exactly hitting the identification out of the park this year. What do you want? I asked after a moment. Well, we're looking to acquire some land for our next theme park. I'm scouting out possible locations. Your property is in a prime spot. The fact that it still has its grandfathered tax exemptions make it even more desirable location. Easier to sign waivers. Would you be interested in sitting down and having a conversation? Over a cup of tea. She didn't say that. Interesting. This one had...
Did you add that last bit there?
I did add that last bit there. Interesting. This one had done a little research before showing up at my door. Sure, we can go into the house and sit down at the kitchen table. My solid iron and silver kitchen table. There was no way on earth I was going to be selling my property to a developer. But with a name like Halloween Hills Spooks and Thrills, I really doubted she was with a developer. Great. She smiled at me. I led her into the kitchen where I started a pot for my rosebud tea. It wouldn't be long before I knew if she was telling me the truth or not. Probably not.
Because I drugged it.
I laced it with garlic.
Silver flakes.
Gotcha. And silver flakes. You know, like those people who are like, I want gold flakes on my banana split. Anthony, he silver flakes all his food. If you're biting me, you're going down with me. Would you like a glass of tea? I offered. Oh, no, thank you, she smiled, setting her things on the table. I leaned on the counter, letting her have a seat as I boiled water. How was she gonna try to go about killing me? You see, I wasn't prepared for the binder she had pulled out of a bag. Paper
Out
cuts.
of her bag.
Paper cuts? He didn't say that. A big 3-inch thing stuffed with paper.
Thing.
This will be our third theme park. We are a seasonal business. Our first location is on a farm outside of Memphis. Memphis? I don't know
Memphis,
the name. I
Tennessee.
don't live here. We have been renting locations and setting up on existing infrastructure, but we are at a point where we need to establish a small year-round location that our visitors can travel to at any time, as well as a new headquarters. Your property's location is a good middle ground for our future expansion throughout the state. She scooted the binder across the table. I leaned over, seeing some marked-up plans. No way. She might actually be telling the truth. That'd be sick. I love theme parks. I can't let her know. I've got to save face, poker face, Anthony. She flipped a page, revealing more plans. These are our basic requirements. If you're willing, I would like to walk around your property and see if it's a good fit. We're able to pay cash if we decide to make you an offer. I can take you for a walk around. My water was done. I popped in 3 rosebuds and a hint of ginger. Took a couple sips. She didn't seem to react at all. I was having a hard time believing it. I just wasn't her type. He didn't say that. I flipped through the pictures of their various seasonal parks. This might be a legit offer. I'd know for certain about 20 minutes. Let's go for a walk. If I was Anthony, I probably would have... I do like theme parks. And that'd be a great place to lure monsters. It'd be like, oh, it's a spooky... Oh,
You
but
mean
the spooky
food?
monster was Anthony the janitor. The co-owner. Oh, you're a special guest. Come to our VIP lounge. We strolled around my property. We skipped my cemetery. Makes sense. I didn't know whether to be disappointed or pleasantly surprised. After 15 minutes into our walk, I came to the conclusion she was most likely a regular person and not a vampire, wolf, or some kind of siren. She's totally a There's no way.
She
No,
has
she's
to be.
totally a thing.
Yeah, but what thing?
A thing
Listen.
She's a thing. Well,
of the thing variety.
she could be. There are a type of cryptids and or things that
Yeah, she
Work-
could be Faye.
she could totally be Fae. You know, it's like it's like the classic come into my theme park, which is surrounded by a giant ring of mushrooms. Coincidentally. How much for
Could
the
bring
ticket?
in
One child, please. So, you've heard my spiel. I can tell you're still thinking it over. She was saying, so on a separate note, what is it that you do for work? Ah, yes, that question always seemed to come up with regular people. I take government contracts for things I can't talk about, but in my free time, I'm a ghost hunter. I smiled. She looked at me as we walked back down the road. Really? You like spooky stuff? You could say that. They really didn't like me back. Well, the wraith in my pond didn't seem to mind me much. That'd be a pretty sick thing to see at a spooky amusement park. I'm just saying. They'd be like, wow, that's a cool hologram in your pond, bro. And you'd be like, yeah, it's a hologram. Don't touch it. You find anything interesting on your hunts? She asked. As if in response, the thing in my newly acquired 1,000-gallon water tank wrapped the inside, sending an eerie, watery ping.
Wait,
I
what?
called it.
Read it again for Brandon.
As if in response, the thing in my newly acquired 1,000-gallon water tank wrapped the inside, sending an eerie, watery ping. I pretended nothing happened, but Miss Sheldon glanced at the tank. It pinged again, and then there was the sound of a large skittering legs as it dashed from one side of the tank to another. Probably hungry. It ate like a pig. Bro! Ah, I love guessing correctly.
He just needed a house dog, and here's like subterranean crab. Why not?
Is it a mantis
Child
shrimp
eating.
that can punch like 15 times, like can break metal?
It's a giant pistol shrimp.
It's a
Is that
giant
what you're
pistol. Just probably not. I think you'd need better than a pool for that. You know, normal things, ghostly images, strange knocking, That sort of norm, I continued. What? Do you often go? The thing in the tank hit the side again. Ting, ting. Hello, I'm hungry.
I don't know why. I just imagine like a little tapping sound, but made
Yep.
bigger because it's big.
Ting, ting.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining the shrimp from the Muppets. You know this, the Hispanic shrimp. Hey, I'm hungry. What's in your tank? She asked. A ghost, I joked. For real though, it's a crocodile. My buddy dropped him off. I've been taking care of him.
Gosh, that sounded so fake.
Why are you keeping a crocodile in a steel water tank? That doesn't seem humane. The woman gave me a
Well,
look.
it's not human. Sorry. I
Thanks, Brandon.
always think that when someone's like, "That's inhumane," I'm like, first off, it's an animal.
Not a human.
so-
You are correct.
human.
That's inhumane. You're right. It is not.
It is. It's a crocodile. You're very smart. I'm proud of you.
Good question. His indoor tank had a catastrophic failure. This setup is temporary. I'm gonna have to clean the whole thing out with a power washer and bleach before I can use it again. It's not a long-term solution. Oh. Another very uncrocodile bang came from the inside of the tank. She looked at me. He sure is upset. You're not wrong. It's about time I feed him. He's got a bit of an attitude. Anyway, what do you think of the property? She looked at her binder. It's nice. Could be a good fit for us. I'll have to talk to my boss. There are a few others that we're looking at, but definitely top 3. Clang. I looked at the tank, then back to Miss Sheldon. Well, like I said, I'm not really looking to sell it this time, though maybe someday. Would you care if I followed up? She was writing something down in her binder. Do not come
Let's
back.
Let's find out what the
Freaky
crocodile
tank.
is.
Another clank. Sure, how about you give me a call? Wait, no. That works. Do you have a business card? Clank, clang, clank. I don't. You got a piece of paper? She handed me a blank sheet. As I wrote, the thing in my water tank started to rhythmically tap the side. He sure doesn't like it in there, she said, taking the paper back. Nope. He's accustomed to roaming around a big outdoor enclosure. Here, she handed me a pair of tickets. Let's go! And a business card. For your time, if you hear of anyone in the area with a similar property, a call would be appreciated. More clanging came from the tank. I'm sorry, he's hungry. I better see if that turkey's de-thawed. No worries. You have a nice day. She quickly returned to her car. I nodded, heading to the freezer in my shop. She was soon pulling out of the driveway and out of sight. That was so strange. The only person who ever came down that road who I didn't know and wasn't trying to kill me were delivery drivers. Sometimes both.
Because I like to shop on Amazon.
And vampires, since they can work 24 hours a day, great delivery drivers.
Well, do they need sunblock, or are these vampires like borderline Twilight? That they're like, sun schmun.
Like, 3rd-degree burns on a bad day.
Really? They do
I don't
burn
know,
in the
that's
sunlight.
that's your call, Mr. Author.
Well, I think you guys could figure it out.
Do they
We have
sparkle?
dealt with one vampire before.
They sparkle. I knew it.
No, in the sunlight, just the light around them is sucked in, and everything's like dark.
That'd be pretty sick, actually.
Little sunshine.
I pulled the freezer I pulled the freezer door open and retrieved 2 turkeys. I walked over to my tank and carefully unlocked the improvised trap door. I flicked the latch open with a thick 3-foot section of rebar. Good call, buddy. Then pushed the trap door open with the same rebar. Immediately, there was a rush, disruption in the tank joined by the skittering of large legs. A massive claw stuck out of the trap door, pinching, opening and closing slowly. That's such a good time skip. It just makes you want to know how that went down. I unwrapped the turkey and stuck it in the end of the rebar. I stuck it on the end of the rebar. The claw took the turkey. There was another rush as the thing scuttered back to the other end of the tank. I plopped on the second turkey in the same way, using the section of rebar. If that claw grabbed me, that'd probably be it. Slapping the lid down, I flipped the latch over and replaced the lock. I walked back down to the basement under my shop and resumed securing the steel grates on top of my pool. He has a basement pool? Wait, no.
My pool, yeah. Yeah, it's in the basement of his shop.
That's pretty James Bond villain of him. I see you met my
Well,
friend Mr. Lobster.
He does keep things in his basement.
Little do you know this is the last day you'll be eating seafood. It'll be eating you.
You keep cutting in and out, my bro.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you do. Do better.
Okay.
Well,
On-
that was the
That's the end of the
That was it.
episode.
Oh,
Yeah.
What? That felt like it was
Yeah.
really short.
that is a short one. It's okay.
Oh, it's only 31 minutes. It's usually like an hour. We're going to have to do some filler
Chapter-
talk, guys.
Chapter 28 will make up for all that, I promise.
I'm pretty exciting for that.
Yeah.
Exciting? I'm
We didn't
pretty
even speak
excited.
You are
about Lauren.
excited for
It's
that.
been 2 months.
It's been 2 months. Lauren's body's probably mostly re-healed. Or he'll find her body.
Or
And if they
maybe
find the
she's
body?
just dead.
Just straight up dead. Could be. That'd be a very... I don't know what the word is for it, but like a...
Unceremonious.
Yeah, an unceremonious out. She's like, peace, I'ma head out.
Anyway, for the viewers like Shayla, we're still breathing.
Mhm. Yes, I do still do that on occasion.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's
Well,
shut it down there. I guess. Are we done yet?
are we
Yeah,
done
we-
yet?